What's up, y'all? We back with another Ask the Stamps video. You already know we got another good one for y'all today. So go ahead, listen, get your snacks ready, and check this one out. So this question comes from Mrs. G. She says, I have a question for this platform. Should you stay with your man when he has cheated on you twice with the same woman? The first time, 7 years into the marriage, came back, renewed vows, he cheated again, and went back to the woman again, always after he had a loss of a job. Now he's back a third time and still has her as his social media friend. However, I am faithful to the original vow we made before God. I keep telling myself I ain't crazy because I know what's going on, but sometimes it feels like, does God really want me to stay in this? Woo wee.
Ooh
So
wee.
what you got to say about this situation?
Ooh wee. Wow. Well, you're a strong, strong woman, Miss G, to stay in this marriage, even though he stepped out, multiple times, and you're still here trying to hold on to your vows. I think that's honorable. So,
Mhm.
kudos to you, Miss G. Ooh wee. So it's the third time around. Well, since you still here with him and decided to keep going with him this third time around, I would say personally to stay in it, then stay in it this third time around and see what he gonna do. See what he gonna do. Okay? Now that you have allowed him back this third time, see what he gonna do with your eyes. People, they talk with their lips and have idle words, but you got to look at their actions. So I'm hoping that he will do the right thing this time and really see the error of his ways. I would talk to him and see if he's willing to let go of this woman and all of the connections that he has to her, because that needs to be cut off, honestly. This person is a demonic door that needs to be closed, and he needs to understand that. And I would sit down with him and tell him how I feel and what I expect for him from him this time around. So that's what I would do. But I would say, since you took him back this third time and you wanna, hold on to your vows, I think that's honorable. And I think that, go ahead and give him this third chance. But I think he needs to understand that, hey, a change has to come, and you have to close the door to your old way of thinking and your old way of life, so that y'all can pick up where a new life with Jesus Christ, walking with him wholeheartedly. What you think?
I agree. I mean, hey, I got all the respect for you, Mrs. G. You do very commendable because it couldn't be me. You know what I'm saying? You got one time to play with me and we through. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you for choosing to stick around. Obviously, you love your husband, and like you said, this is the first time with 7 years into the marriage and everything. So I commend you for it. At the same time, I mean, it's got to be a choice you got to make at the end of the day, because what it sounds like to me, like there's no boundaries being set at the end of the day. If you taking him back, you can't just take him back and be like, okay, we gonna try to pick up where we left off. Like you got to come through and be like, if you want me and you want to be in this situation, you want to sleep in this bed, you want to be in this house, then those communications need to be through. There ain't no coming back and forth at the end of the day. The fact that he keeps playing with you in your face like that tells me that he don't respect you for real, for real. So at the end of the day, you need to establish those boundaries and say, if you gonna be here with me and we gonna do this thing, then she needs to be dealt with and be done with. If he can't respect that, he's still trying to have her as a friend and all this extra stuff, then we through. Because at the end of the day, it's about respect. You the leading lady in his life. He's supposed to be valuing those vows that you all made together. If he's still trying to have this person as a friend and still see her, he's not respecting you. He's not respecting the Lord. So, in my personal opinion, I mean, I'm not God. I can't tell you what to do, and this is your journey and what you got to do. But I would question very much if that's what the Lord is telling you to do, to be played with, because the Lord don't play about his children, and he gonna make sure that you set and good to go, and he wouldn't be having you getting beat over the head, so to speak, by your husband and being abused in the context of being cheated on and all this other stuff. Like that's not what he would want for you at the end of the day. So I would just really get in your prayer closet, talk to the Lord about this is something He wants you to stay in, and as well if this is something you want to stay in, ask Him for the conversation in regards to boundaries, because at the end of the day, you need to be respected, and you shouldn't have to be thinking over your shoulder who he texting and all this extra stuff. And when he go out the house to go to work, is he really going to work or whatever the case is? No, nobody want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So you deserve you deserve better than that at the end of the day, in my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, talk to the Lord. Talk to the Lord, see what He say, because we just sitting here on the couch talking to you. But talk to the Lord and see what He say about the situation. Allow Him to lead you and guide you in the best way that you should go. Because I don't just think that you deserve to be treated in that way and be cheated on, and you shouldn't have to be worrying and anything like that. That's just what I think. What you got to say?
I totally agree. I totally agree. I really wonder, like, what he told you when he wanted to come back home. Like, did he say that he's going to, uh, leave the past behind, and he wanted to pick up a new life with you? I just wonder, what his mindset is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like, I'm a person who I love marriage, and holding on to your vows, holding on to the covenant that you set with your spouse under the Lord. So in my mind, I just feel like, okay, maybe the third time, maybe this can work out, you know. But yeah, like Corey said, some boundaries need to be put in place. A conversation needs to be had, and he got to want to change wholeheartedly. He got to
Mm-hmm.
want that, for himself. Definitely do some fasting and some prayer. Have the Lord in the very center of all of this. I don't know if your husband is a believer or not, but you can pray and fast on his behalf, and just see what the Lord wants you to do in this season, and in your marriage.
Mm-hmm. And if you haven't already done so, maybe go talk and get some Christian counseling or something like that from a Christian counselor. We already done talked about this like tons of billions of times on these videos, but get some Christian counseling for somebody who's really in the Word and can really help y'all, and is married too, that can really help y'all in y'all situation to get to the root of what's going on. Because there's definitely something deep rooted in him that makes him feel like, number one, you not enough, that he needs to be going and cheating and doing something else, and he's just got some things he's got to work out, and y'all need to get that connection and everything figured out. Because I like I said, I respect the marriage and I respect it as well, but we got to treat it right at the end of the day, and that's how the Lord wanted for us to do it. So like I said, I commend you for continually staying in it, and obviously you love him and you want to work it out. So I would just say, like you said, take the necessary steps, fasting and praying, seeking counseling and everything else, so that you can have that long marriage that you want, that's faithful and give you everything that you're looking for.
For sure. Well, my question is this: what do you think, if he fails this third time? What would you do?
It's time to go. You know what I'm saying? It is time to go. There's no, I mean, like I said, I would have been going off the first time, but if he's gonna do it again, I mean, honestly, if he ain't willing to even get rid of her as a friend on social media, then what is we doing? Like, that ain't helping nothing at the end of the day. You can't say I'm trying to come back, but I'm still gonna have this over here still too, and still hold on. Like, you need to delete her as a friend, her contacts, everything. So this is it. This is it at the end of the day. If he can't do right, then I think it's time to move on. What you think?
I agree. I think that this should be the last and final time, honestly. I love marriage. I love marriage. And you gave it three times. If he
Mm-hmm.
cannot get it right this three times, if it was me, I would be gone. I ain't wasting no more time. This person is not serious. They don't honor the marriage, and it's time to exit. So
I agree.
that's what I'm thinking.
I agree. Ooh wee.
Ooh wee.
Well, y'all, this has been another Ask the Stamps video. Mrs. G, we're praying for you and your husband. We
Yes.
pray that everything will work out as you're
Mm-hmm.
desiring, that your husband will be faithful to you and the
Yes.
Lord, and that everything will come together and y'all can have a good, long lasting, successful marriage. And if you have questions out there, y'all, feel free to let us know. Put it in the DM, send us an email, put it in the chat, wherever you put it. If you have questions about relationships, marriages, being a Christian, by anything, feel free to let us know. We're always happy to help and try to answer in the best way that we possibly can. And we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for subscribing and following us. And make sure you tell family and friends about us too, because we know they want to watch us too. They want to watch us too. But we appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. And until the next time, we'll see y'all.
We out.
Yeah.